捨てるならな。
Imagine being stuck between a rock and a hard place, but the rock is a super strong villain and the hard place is the guy you're starting to respect. Luffy doesn't want to fight. He's dodging, moving around like a rubbery ninja until Bellamy, broken and desperate, practically begs him to finish it. And that's when Luffy delivers the punch. It's not about anger, because his face is pure sorrow. He's quite literally honoring Bellamy's messed up request for a warrior's end. This isn't your typical hero smashes villain moment. It's a one-shot loaded with consequence, tragedy, and the brutal truth that sometimes even heroes gotta do what they gotta do. My heart definitely ached a little after watching this one. Let's take it all the way back to where it started. The very first episode, the very first arc, and Luffy's very first one-shot. Enter Alvida, a pirate captain with a spiked club and an ego the size of Sea King. She's terrorizing poor Kobe and expecting everyone to grovel at her feet, but then walks in this strange rubber boy with a straw hat and zero fear. She swings her massive club with force, and Luffy just takes it like it's nothing. Then, without any build-up or drama, he sends her flying with a Gomu Gomu no pistol. Boom! Out cold, no round two. Just like that, Luffy establishes what kind of main character he is. Fearless, unpredictable, and totally done with your nonsense. It was the perfect opener to an epic saga, and Alvida became the very first name on the long list of people who learned not to underestimate Monkey D. Luffy.
すんまりもやろう。上等だこの鼻血コックが。おい、ルフィ。ルフィ様。4億の首を俺がもらった。さあ行くか。殺せ。
Alright, for our next stop, we get a surprise reminder that Luffy's 2-year time skip wasn't for show. He rolls up to Fishman Island, and these random fish pirates clearly don't bother checking the updated bounty posters. Hody Jones brings out his massive army, literally thousands of guys, and what does Luffy do? He walks forward, lets out a blazing glare, and uses his Conqueror's Haki again. 50,000 of them drop instantly. Imagine half an army taken out with one invisible blast of pure will. If you're leading that crew, you'd probably wish you never encountered Luffy. We'd seen glimpses of his Haki before, but this was the first time he used it so consciously and in such a legendary fashion.
俺に挑むか。
Moving on, we've got a one-shot that flexes Luffy's power on a completely different scale. He's facing off against Hajirudin, a literal mountain of a giant. This dude could probably crush a normal person by breathing on them. After Hajirudin lands a hit that sends Luffy flying, our boy gets serious, hardens his fist with armament haki, and unleashes a Gum Gum Hawk rifle. The giant crashes down in a single hit. I mean, seriously, it's one thing to one-shot a regular guy, but a giant? That's a whole new level of don't mess with me. It was Luffy's big-time statement piece showing everyone in the Colosseum that Lucy was no joke and proving himself as a true contender. It's like watching David humble Goliath with one stone. Speaking of legendary moments, this one basically rewrote the rulebook for One Piece's power system. We're at the absolute heart of the Paramount War in Marineford. Ace is about to be executed and Luffy lets out his raw, desperate scream of pain. And boom, a massive uncontrolled wave of Conqueror's Haki explodes, knocking out tons of elite and lower ranking Marines. Even the admirals and warlords are rattled. This is, without a doubt, one of the most iconic one-shots ever, and Luffy didn't even throw a single punch. Before this, Haki was kind of a mysterious whisper, but this moment shoved it onto the world stage. The shock on everyone's face says it all. They recognized the Supreme King Haki, a trait of true kings. It was the moment Luffy's hidden power absolutely exploded, proving he belonged at the very top. Luffy's aura rose sky high. And let's jump right into the thick of the Onigashima raid for the next one. As the Alliance storms the island, they run into the numbers. Huge, drunken giants who are basically old experiments. Luffy, wanting to clear a path and not waste time, blows his arm up into a giant balloon and delivers a Gum Gum giant rifle that sends Number Goki crashing down in one hit. This moment is all about showing his sheer brute force in Wano. The numbers are presented as these big threats and Luffy easily gets rid of one like it's nothing. It wasn't even a major fight for him, it was just a warm-up, I guess. A quick trash clearing operation before he gets to the real bosses like Kaido. This punch is a skyscraper-sized statement proving how much Luffy's control over his devil fruit has grown. No matter how gigantic, the grunts on this battlefield aren't a match for him anymore. If you're enjoying these one-shot moments from our rubber boy, it's time to give this video a huge like and maybe subscribe to the channel if you're not part of this wonderful community. Alright, let's check out the next one. Then there's this reunion. So get ready for arguably one of the most satisfying moments in the entire series. The Straw Hats are back at Sarbodi, and what do they run into? A pacifista, the exact same cyborg model that took their entire crew 2 years prior just to barely defeat. And this time, Luffy, alongside Zoro and Sanji, leaps into action. Luffy casually one-shots the PX-5 with a Haki-infused Gum Gum jet pistol before it even gets a laser off. The tension was just perfect. Your mind flashes back to that desperate pre-time skip struggle, the helplessness. Then, in an instant, it's over. He didn't even need an ultimate attack. A simple jet pistol did what a whole crew couldn't. And that says a lot, because the pre-time skip Straw Hats were already strong. That casual confidence Luffy shows here is everything, proving he's on a whole new level now. And we're back again in Wano. Now this one's a classic example of what happens when you threaten Luffy's friends. You get an immediate eviction notice from reality. Luffy discovers the beast pirate headliner Hold'em has captured and is torturing little Tama with pliers. Without a second thought, Luffy rockets into the air and delivers a Gum Gum Red Hawk that burns Hold'em up and sends him soaring. This one shot is pure satisfaction. Tama's an innocent kid that Luffy took a real liking to, and seeing her in pain flipped a switch. The Red Hawk, infused with Ace's fire, adds another layer of emotional weight. It's Luffy using his brother's legacy to protect a new friend. You have to realize he defeated a headliner publicly, a fiery declaration of war against Kaido's authority, and he did it with one shot, which is just insane to think about it.
俺を誰かと知っての狼藉かって聞いてんだ。大衆の面前で恥かかされたこのエリート海賊のこの俺がだよ。おい、 そして俺に命を食え。早く謝っちまえよ。
土下座しろ。
ほんとごめんな。俺急いでるから。
Get ready for 100% pure hype and fan service. After 2 long years, the Straw Hats are finally reuniting on Sarbodi, but first they run into a crew of fakes led by some clown named Damaro Black. This fake Luffy is about to shoot the real one for disrespecting him. He casually dodges and keeps walking, concentrating his conqueror's haki to take out the entire group of imposters without saying a single word. Let's be real, okay? The fake Straw Hats gag was funny, but we're all waiting for this exact moment. For 2 years, we wondered how much our crew had grown, and this was the first glorious taste. Luffy's literally beating himself, reclaiming his identity. Damaro Black was a pathetic imitation, and Luffy ended in with the same effort you'd use to swat a mosquito. It was a silent, powerful announcement to the entire world. The real Straw Hats are back, and the games are over.
おい、何者だあいつは。
何しに来たんだあのチビ。
おめえの来るとこじゃねえ。今せんが
よろしく。
Coming in hot, let's inject a little humor into the mix now. While undercover as Lucy in the Corridor Coliseum, Luffy bumps into a big, intimidating gladiator named Spartan. This guy launches into a whole speech about how strong he is and how he's gonna destroy Lucy. Luffy grabbed Spartan's arm and flipped him to the ground in a single move, leaving an imprint on his fist, knocking Spartan out immediately. Now this scene is gold for showing just how ridiculously powerful Luffy became in the new world. Pre-time skip, a guy like Spartan might have been a minor inconvenience, but he was like a fly post-time skip. The anime builds Spartan up with dramatic music, making you think he's a threat, but then nope. Luffy literally doesn't even look at him, flicking him out of the ring like a booger. It's the perfect get out of my way fodder moment, proving our captain's strength has gone off the charts.
俺のショーはこれからが見せ場なんだからよ。ホッパー。ベラミが消えた。あいつらが友達だって。何が黄金鏡、何が空島だ。海賊の恥さらしども。
パンチの打ち方を知ってるかって。
あばよ、麦わら。
Now, let's go way back to an all-time classic etched into every One Piece fan's mind. We're in Mocktown, where the arrogant Bellamy has just attacked Mont Blanc Cricket, stealing his gold and even worse, mocking the very idea of dreams. Luffy, who previously let Bellamy beat him without fighting back, returns with a cold, determined stare. Well, why is this one-shot so legendary? Earlier, Luffy and Zoro took a beating because the fight was meaningless. But this time, Bellamy didn't attack a person. He attacked the concept of a dream, the romanticism of adventure that Luffy lives for. This punch wasn't for Luffy's pride, but it was for cricket, for the Nolan saga, and for anyone ever told their dreams were stupid. The impact, the way Bellamy's face literally deformed flat, that was the total payoff. It showed us exactly what Luffy stands for. Insult his dream, and your face is the landing zone for his knuckles.
その目はなんだい。
やめてくれ。
俺が見えんのかい。何する気だ。麦わらよ、本気か。お前もムカつくい。
Alright, now this is the moment when One Piece turned into a revolution. We're deep in the chaos of Sarbodi's human auction house. Kami, a kind-hearted mermaid and friend of the crew, is chained up, being sold like property. The room's filled with scum, nobles, pirates, and worst of all, Saint Charlos, a celestial dragon whose ego is so inflated that he probably thinks the world breathes for him. And guess what this waste of space does? He shoots Hachi in cold blood just for daring to speak. The tension is unbearable. The crowd's frozen, even the music cuts out, and then Luffy steps forward. No yelling, no grand speech, just one punch. One punch that rocks the entire world. He smashes Charlos straight in the face without a Hakida's pure rage-filled Gomu Gomu no pistol. The guy flies across the room like a ragdoll. Gasps echo. Everyone loses their minds, and so do we. This wasn't just a punch, it was Luffy declaring war against the celestial dragons, the world government, and everything they stand for. No one had dared to do this in over 800 years. But Luffy, he didn't even hesitate. This wasn't just one of the best shots in One Piece, it was the most meaningful. And that's our list, the best Luffy one-shots of all time. Let us know in the comments which one you liked the most. If you enjoyed the video, smash that like button, share it with your nakama, and subscribe to this channel for more thrilling anime content. Also, ring that notification bell so you never miss an upload. I'll see you in the next one.